You see them everywhere now, right? Electric cars. But beyond all the hype, what's it really like to own one? What's the tech actually like? What's the real cost? And how does it feel to drive? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down. Let's get into it and separate the facts from the fiction. So let's start with the most basic question. What is the real difference? I mean, sure, they both have four wheels and a steering wheel, but underneath it all, a gas car and an electric car are just fundamentally different animals. They're built on completely opposite ideas. Okay, so it really all boils down to what's making it go. A gas car is this incredibly complex thing, right? It's all built around controlled explosions in an engine. You've got a fuel system, a transmission, the whole shebang. An EV, it just throws all of that away. You've got two main parts, a battery and electric motor. That's it. This beautiful simplicity is the key. And, it changes everything from how the car feels to how you take care of it. So how does all that simplicity actually make the car go? Let's follow the energy for a second and see just how elegant this process really is. Seriously, it's about as simple as it gets. You push the accelerator pedal and boom, electricity zips from the battery pack straight to the motor. That motor takes the electricity, turns it into force, and spins the wheels. The result? There's no delay, no engine revving up, just smooth, quiet, instant power. And this is where the difference is just mind-blowing. Take a look at this. An electric motor is insanely efficient. We're talking nearly 90% of its energy goes directly to moving you forward. A gas engine, on the other hand, well, it's basically a heater that happens to move a car as a side effect. Most of the energy from the gas you're paying for is just lost as waste heat. It never even makes it to the wheels. That's a huge fundamental difference. EVs also have this awesome trick up their sleeve called regenerative braking. Think about it. In a gas car, when you hit the brakes, all that forward motion just turns into wasted heat. Poof, it's gone. In an EV, the motor actually runs in reverse, capturing that momentum and turning it back into electricity to top off the battery. You are literally recycling energy every single time you slow down. How cool is that? All right, this brings us to probably the number one question on everyone's mind. How far can I actually go? And what's refueling an EV even like? This is the core of what people call range anxiety. So let's just look at the actual fact. So let's put that whole range anxiety thing into perspective for a second. The data shows the average person drives somewhere around 40 miles a day. Now look at the range of a typical new EV. We're talking over 250 miles. That's not just enough for one day. For most of us, that's enough for a whole week of commuting, all on a single charge. And when you do need to charge, you've basically got three flavors. Level 1 is just plugging into any regular wall outlet. Yeah, it's slow, but it gets the job done. Level 2 is the most common for home charging. It'll easily fill up the battery overnight. And then you've got Level 3, or DC fast charging. This is your road trip pit stop. It can pump over 150 miles of range back into the battery in about 20 minutes. Okay, let's talk about the money. What does owning an EV actually mean for your bank account? Because you really have to look past the initial sticker price. The total cost of owning the car is where the real story is. Right off the bat, the biggest savings are at the pump. Since electricity is so much cheaper per mile than gas, the average EV owner saves between $800 and $1,000 every single year just on fuel. Think about that. It's like getting a massive discount every time you fill up. And the savings definitely don't stop there. Remember that super simple electric motor? Well, it has very few moving parts, which means no more oil changes, no more spark plugs, no more transmission service. All those common, pricey maintenance items just disappear. Your main costs end up being things like tires and windshield wipers. And hey, to help with that higher price tag up front, government incentives can make a huge difference. In the US, for instance, a federal tax credit can slash up to $7,500 off the price of a new EV that qualifies. And a lot of states have their own deals, too. It can really make the final cost much more competitive with a gas car. But beyond all the numbers, let's talk about the experience of actually driving one of these things, because it is truly different. And then we'll do a little lightning round to tackle some of those last-minute questions people always have. This quote just nails it. An electric motor gives you 100% of its power the second you touch the pedal. There's no waiting for an engine to roar to life or for gears to shift. It's just this silent, smooth, and kind of shocking surge of power that makes getting around town or merging on the highway feel totally effortless. All right, let's hit some final questions, lightning round style. Can you charge it in the rain? Yep, totally safe and weatherproof. How long do the batteries last? Most are warrantied for at least 8 years and are proving to be super durable. What if you live in an apartment? Okay, that's still a real challenge, but the options are getting better all the time. And what about lifetime emissions? Yes, even when you count manufacturing, EVs are still cleaner over their life than gas cars. So, look, as prices keep dropping, ranges keep going up, and charging gets easier to find, this whole shift to electric is really picking up steam. Now, they aren't the perfect fit for absolutely everyone, not yet anyway. But for more and more of us, they're becoming a really practical, affordable, and honestly, a really fun choice. Which leaves us with a big question to think about. Is the future of driving silent?